I wish. Wish is kind of a strange word that can be thrown around anywhere, whether that be a dream or a goal, whether that be at a loved one or an enemy, whether that be at a game or its developers. Whatever you wish for, sometimes your wish can come true if you actually believe it can, or actually putting an effort into achieving what you wish. Hey guys, I'm Moxie. Today we're going to be talking about what people wish for in Team Fortress 2. I got some special guests here today, so I'll just stop rambling and start off with myself. I wish TF2 had more community interaction so that the community could know what the devs are working on and actually stick around the game for a bit longer. People want the old TF2 back, but hey, out with the old and in with the new, right? It's just that it doesn't make sense. Why can't they just do what they did before? Like, everything they were doing was perfect until meet your match, but we don't talk about that, right?
The one thing that I wish was changed from TF2 is probably the fact that crates are so overrated. You have to pay $2.50 in American money just to open a crate that you can get on drops at the snap of a finger. If they integrated a system something very similar to Payday, I think a lot more people would be happy with the results. They could also make it to where crates didn't have that big of a chance to get an unusual. I understand that the market would hiccup a little bit, but if they could find a way to balance it out, I think everything would work out to be pretty damn good.
Family Man. I want the Family Man cosmetic to be in TF2, and if it's not added, I swear to God, how am I gonna get my other source of Family Guy gaming memes? Nowhere else. I know there's some, hey, I'm Sans, or hey, I'm Team Fortress 2 Heavy from Team Fortress 2, but I really want the Family Man so I can grab myself a sandwich and say, hey, I'm Sandwich Guy. Yeah.
If I had to choose the one most thing I would remove or change from Team Fortress 2, I do think it would be adding proper tutorials to the game and changing the default settings. While I do think there are some weapon balance changes and whatnot to get into, the introduction of this game I think is the most important thing to retaining even more players. A proper tutorial showing scouts double jump and speed, and an easy scout jump map that would be added to show them how to do crouch jumping in the air. Soldiers' rockets, and a very easy rocket jump map to show them how to actually, explode properly. Pyro's fire for spies and anybody else, and a reflect training room. Demo Man's pills, and another jump map for Demo Man to show how his mobility works. Heavy needing a quick tutorial on jumping and spinning in mid-air, plus a distance room for dummies so players can compare damage. Engineer needs a room for showing teleporters, dispensers, and sentries, and why you can't upgrade them when you run out of metal, because that's pretty important. Medic for healing, and to show ramp-up healing. I feel like that's not explained at all in any facet of the game, except for maybe the tutorial tips. Sniper, getting a showcase for instant headshot damage versus full headshot damage, and also I think you should have to be able to kill the spy trying to backstab you in order to unlock the spy tutorial, which of course would show about backstabbing and disguises. It might be 10 years too late, but if we're talking about removing random crits, well then we should, why not add a finished tutorial by this point? Valve? And TF team, but the TF team is trying their best, I'm sure.
The one thing, and I mean the only one thing that I really want in TF2, is a brand new man versus machine tour. Honestly, I really don't care if it was made by the community. Just take stuff off the workshop, make new loot for the tour, and pack it into an update. All they would really have to do is playtest the maps and, I guess, make the skins. It's not that hard to do. I mean, I'm not a game designer, but it seems pretty easy. Also, the one thing they should remove from TF2 is the Australian SMG. That's all I gotta say.
I'd like to see the Flattest Inator reworked into something more like the lightning gun from Quake, simply because it's a futuristic style flamethrower that shoots waves rather than flames, but this whole crit mechanic is just so fucking annoying. I mean, if you changed it into being a much higher DPS primary that has to actually be focused onto people pinpoint rather than sweeping flames, I think the crit mechanic actually would be more worthwhile and more rewarding, because keeping your laser beam on people would be a lot more skillful.
Hey guys, Mecca Rock here, that one mining man who makes shit build. Anyways, I'm here to do a little something for Moksort, and it is on what I feel should be removed from Team Fortress 2. Considering that I've always enjoyed this game casually and competitively, and I've had a very good idea of what Team Fortress 2 is like, despite me not playing it correctly on occasion, I do very much enjoy the balance of the game and how things go out. What I do not like is the concept of a thing of chance killing me because of no discernible reason aside from, it was just going to happen. If you don't catch my drift, I'm talking about random crits. Even though people have talked about it so much in the past, including Uncle the Main Brain Dane, I still am on the majority that feels like it should be heavily reworked or it should be removed entirely. Just the fact that all of your progress, regardless of how you're doing, can be removed by the simple use of RNG is stupid as hell. Especially considering that criticals don't need to be removed. There's a difference between getting killed by a random crit and a forced crit. Remember, a forced crit is something that comes with a weapon, like the Kritzkrieg, the Frontier Justice, and the Diamondback. Those weapons encourage you to play that class's specific role to get high benefits. Random crits can happen on any weapon that is not labeled with the no random critical hits slot. It is honest to God really stupid to have a thing of chance in a game built around you improving through your skill. I don't care how long or how steep the learning curve is, it's still doable if you have enough dedication to the game. Once you start killing people as a free-to-play when you're starting out, you'll feel excited because you actually did something right. But then when you get a random crit, yeah, sure, you'll enjoy it throughout the first, I don't know, 5 minutes? Until eventually you find out that it was just RNG helping you, holding your hand like a little baby. But enough about me being angry, I got stuff to do, mainly make videos on a turret guy, I'm gonna go.
I kindly wish that Valve would finally release the heavy update, mainly because he needs some love, man. Come on! That and also new Australian weapons for everyone.
Please, Gavin, I need my fix on the golden weapon skins.
Hey, it's Sammy, or Muffy, you know, that one person that just makes the montage videos, because I'm bad at talking on the mic, so I don't even know why I agreed to this. But anyway, things I wish was added in, or removed in TF2. What I wish was added into TF2 was more heavy weapons. I would see myself as a heavy main myself, and I'm kind of upset that heavy doesn't have as many weapons as he does. He needs more. He should have won the war, by the way. Thing that I would like removed, it's kind of obvious because I'm more of a competitive player. I want random crits removed from casual because I don't really like playing community competitive, but Valve's competitive is really bad at the moment, so until that's fixed, I'm playing casual and I kind of just want the crits removed. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going back to making bad montages now.
I believe they should remove random crits. Do I need to explain? I mean, whatever's been explained, I pretty much agree with. So yeah, get to it, Valve. I think what needs to be changed is the fact that Valve keeps messing around with gimmick weapons. For things like the Sandman Guillotine combo, I get that the Sandman could stun Ubers, but what I want is something like with the Sandman Guillotine, for example, I want like a struck out sort of thing, where like if a Sandman ball hits an enemy, it doesn't stun them, they can still play the game, but it does slow them down and it gives them this whole struck out status, like a new status. And when that happens, then the guillotine will crit if they are with the struck out status. Like stuff like that. I want stuff like that to be added to the game. Not like, if you're gonna rework a weapon, don't just completely obliterate its purpose. Or obliterate whatever fun the community has with it. Like, come on, Valve. Cut the shit. I think, and if I'm gonna be brutally honest, Valve should turn over this game to the community. Because if there are just so many projects on the workshop that just could be given contracts and stuck right into the game. If the community could do that, there's at least 3 updates. Iron Gauntlet, the Mayan Project, and Frontline that are just straight up ready. And you could just give them contracts, put the maps in, put the hats in, give some weapons, maybe do some reworks, put some skins in, bam, you have an update. If we honestly got 2 campaigns per year, and that's not even asking for much, 2 campaigns? I don't even think that's much. If we got 2 campaigns per year, I would be happy. That's all I want. So I think what should be changed is basically just giving this game to the community.
Well, to be honest, there isn't a lot that I would add to Team Fortress 2 other than perhaps new weapons, but you know, that's always something going on. But I've always been quite a fan of contracts, and I always like to see more of those and things along those lines, particularly things relating to expanding the story and the world more. I'm always keen for something like that. Also, the addition of competitive rewards would be pretty damn nice. Just a little bit more incentive to actually get into the competitive game mode, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of the competitive game mode, that's probably one of the biggest things that I would change. I would definitely like to see that be better. It could always be improved on, and it just isn't quite there yet. I think everyone just wants it to be something reliable and something that, you know, isn't a joke, and it's still not there yet, but it's getting close. Speaking of changes though, there isn't a lot of things that I would change about the game other than perhaps a couple of weapons, primarily the 3rd degree, the gas passer, and the flog, because I hate them all and I want them all to be changed to suit my needs and interests. And finally, there isn't a lot of things that I would necessarily remove from Team Fortress 2 other than perhaps the most obvious answer, which I'm sure everyone else has probably already said or at least touched upon: random crits.